one of mine. One of mine, you ain't one of mine. Summertime when it's summertime. Anytime when it's time to grind. One of mine, you ain't one of mine.
What's going on? What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Room. For having a healthy mind is priority. You already know how I am when it's not just me. I do not want to keep y'all longer than I have to. Before I introduce these two gentlemen, I want to tell you just a quick reason why I have them here today, man. So, talking about mental health, and I done said this a million times before. When it comes to the suburban community, Caucasian, white, everything is normal. You having an issue, go find somebody to talk to. You feeling weird, go find somebody to talk to. You grew up a certain way, go find somebody to talk to. It's always normal. Poverty-stricken environments is not normal. As a man, you soft if you go speak about your feelings. I don't really think I need to say more than that. But with the stories I feel like I'm gonna get today, it'll give y'all a bigger sense of the term quote unquote gangster and what's really behind it. The fact that all these men and women that you see today who might be walking around a little angry, might look sad, might smoke a little too much, drink a little too much. There's always a reason behind everything. Even the most tragic of events, somebody get murdered right in front of you. As traumatic as that experience may be, and as hard as it may be to even ask the question, I guarantee there's a reason. No matter how sick the reason may be, it's still a reason why that man or woman did what they did. So without further ado, I done had an episode sponsored by this gentleman's brand before. And before we get to them, not only do they have women t-shirts. Listen, if you into your fitness thing, you want to go to the gym, you need some shorts that's, breathable and all of that. Right here, catch up. I done said it before. Why slow down? All you gotta do is catch up. You done seen me wear a shirt before. I got another shirt I ain't even wear on camera yet. I'm gonna pull that out real soon. So without further ado, man, a lot of y'all might know him as Freaky Ty Freak SV LIL. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves properly. I appreciate them guys for walking to the room. For stepping into the room. I'm gonna step to the side, let them get on the shot, man. All right, so first and foremost, SV gave me this idea, just step off camera, give it to them real quick, let them talk, do their thing. Before we even get into the, the storyline and into the session and what the room is all about, just a quick backstory. We'll start with you, Ty. Introduce yourself, what you do, what you own, things like that.
Yo, Ty Freaky, the owner of Official Catch-Up Clothing. Feel me? Manager, SV LIL, my artist right here from the Bronx, New York. You already know what time it is.
Yeah, it's your boy SV LIL, coming straight out of the 845, repping the South Bronx. You know what it is. Like I said, my man's right here. I'm a manager. I'm the artist. Get things done. That's it.
There we go, man. All right, real quick, the reason why I wanted to have these gentlemen on, I'm going to go back to that story. I met Ty, we in 2020, I want to say 20, had to be 18, right, when I met both of y'all?
Yeah, probably.
2018, going back to when I was, heavy in music, I'm not going to mention, the gentleman's name, but there was somebody who I had around me damn near every single day. If I booked 10 hours of studio time, I'll make sure that person was provided with at least 3 of those hours. No matter the situation, it didn't, it wasn't a big deal to me. You can't afford it, I got 10 hours, you get 3. Do what you gotta do. Every video shoot, you go back to my videos, he's probably only not in 2 videos. I made sure he had an acting role in each video, and even if it wasn't an acting role, he's there. When I met Ty, knowing that he was that young, I want to say he was, 26, 25?
Yeah, 26.
26 at the time. I'm not even saying that he's older, but 26 at the time. And I meet this gentleman, the first time I met him, it wasn't even a conversation of, yo, I'm Ty, or yo, I do this. It was good, I heard a lot about you, but yo, they say you do music. My mans do music. It went straight from the conversation being, instead of about Ty, about who I like to say is his brother. I don't even use the term artist. I say brother. that stood out a lot to me because, like I said, going back to me doing music, I try to always make sure the opportunity wasn't on me. Try to make sure the light wasn't just on me. If the light is on me, I try to not necessarily dim it, but I try to make sure we can all fit to get an even amount. And when I met Todd, that's what I saw. Somebody who had no problem putting money up if the cause was right. Nobody ever had to come around him and say, yo, I'm messed up. He would word I'm looking for. He would offer even if you had it. You could have $1 million. And this is I didn't complimented this man 1 million times in person, but I want to make sure that this comes out on camera. Even if you had $1 million, Ty will still offer you whatever you need, knowing that you might not need nothing at all. Right. So I think that paints the picture of why I wanted to have him on here. The fact that a young black man, 26 at the time, who is not rich, who's not out here, living crazy, but still make sure he takes care of not only himself and his family, but he makes sure he takes care of his business and anybody that's involved in that business. And I think that right there is number one, is commendable. Not enough light gets shine on that at all with young black men, people of color. So shameless plug, I got a podcast, they fired us, link will be down below. We have an episode called Flowers, and the motto behind that is everybody has that saying, give people with their flowers while they're still around. But a lot of people don't do that. So that's why when I see y'all constantly say I'm proud of y'all, because I feel like that's important. So that's why I wanted Ty on here and I wanted SV here, because like I said, I don't use the word manager, I say brother.
Yeah, that's what he is.
And before I met SV, Ty let me hear the music, fire.
Appreciate you.
I guess the general consensus was SV's a little hot-headed. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. That made me want to meet him more. Not because I wanted to test it or see how hot-headed he was. It just, I could relate to the aggressiveness.
Yeah.
I could relate to going from 0 to 100 without no chill. That intrigued me because, like I said, everybody has a story. And I believe I followed you on Instagram before we even met in person.
Yeah,
so
real.
I'm somebody that's super observant. I pay attention to details. So when I see certain posts, I might take certain posts as it's a general thing, but other things seem, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, some posts seem like it was coming from a real place.
No, yeah, I always tell people, if you follow me on Instagram and shit, you're not seeing the physical side of me as far as like being on the camera itself. If I'm posting a meme or something like that, like 9 times out of 10, it's probably what I'm really feeling in the moment. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying, attention seeking or clout chasing.
I'm the opposite. I don't care about social media. Right?
Nah, yeah, I tend to let like the followers, and I don't even call them fans, family, like the family members I got on social media and shit like that believe in me, like come to the music. Like, if I post something as far as a meme or something like that, it's coming from a general place, like it's coming from a sincere place, like it's not just being posted just to be out there for a couple hours for attention and stuff, and then it just disappears.
That's dope, man. So I guess I was thinking right. It intrigued me because of the post, and I'm a little more open with it now, just because I feel like me being open with it, I can help people. But I've been on record to say, even in music, I done dealt with depression damn near my whole life, even anxiety. So that's what intrigued me and made me want to meet him more. Because I heard the music is fire, but now I'm seeing the post, I'm like, all right, he got a real story. So when people say he's a little hot-headed, now I know it comes from somewhere. Yeah. And meeting him, he is a little hot-headed. I'm not gonna lie, but like I said, it comes from a place, and this might not even be a real term, but I call it controlled hot-headedness, because he doesn't just get wild with anybody. Like, you really, really have to disrespect him, and even if you disrespect him, depending on who you are, he still might not go there. So that's why I say it's control. I say they're brothers because they damn near grew up with each other.
Yeah.
If I'm correct.
Basically.
Been smoking since I was 2.
His mother took me in. When I'm old now, so I say about 15.
So let's start there. There. What age did both of y'all meet? What year, if you don't want to say the age?
Well, I met his older brother, Shug, my right-hand man right there. I met him when I was, I say, 15 or 16, my sophomore year of high school.
And I was in.
He was a little still.
Yeah, I was in like probably 5th or 6th grade, something like that, 4th or 5th grade.
Me and Shug, we went to the same school. Yeah. Feel me? So like, I wasn't even talking to none of them freshman year. Then sophomore year, I was walking through. I went to the store on my grandmother's block, and he obviously called me out the window. I'm like, yo, who that? He like, yo, I'm about to come downstairs. The rest is history, bro. We here right now, yeah. Real recognized real from that day on.
That's dope. That's dope. So continue from there, because I wanna remember that point. You said your mother, his mother took you in. So I wanna eventually lead up to this. So y'all meet. You said sophomore year. What year was that? That was for you.
2000. That was 2008. Okay. 2008. Yep.
And you was a sophomore in 2008.
Yeah, that was 8.
Graduated 2000.
Yeah, oh man. Yeah, because I started high school in 2006. 2008.
Yeah, so yeah, me in 2008, sophomore, 5th or 6th grade.
Yeah, something probably earlier than that.
What's the earliest memory y'all have of y'all connecting?
Yeah,
y'all two.
Early, because like he used to take him to school and stuff.
Yeah.
So like
you was always around.
Yeah, I was around. Like he used to like play in the park and stuff. We used to want to be around as regular.
You know,
I don't want to say the negative, but he was around me.
You know I kept him around me. Looking up to older brothers. Like my brother Shug is like more of a he's himself. Like he's just staying. You know what I'm saying? He's different. He stay to himself. He stay in his own lane. More or less like as far as like being compatible. Like as far as like friendship and a bond. It was like something that I took to him like older brother immediately. You know what I'm saying? Me and Shug is like, that's my guy, I love him to death. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is more like the older brother figure, you know what I'm saying? Me and Shug is just like a sit down, talk, get things right. You know what I mean? Check me where I'm going wrong at, set me on my path. Like so me and him was like he said, like, he fuck the negative, but I've always been around, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it started for me and him. The earliest memory I got though, to lead off your question, with them, it's like he said, like we used to go to school every morning. They used to walk me to school first, and then they used to be late every day because my moms had to work. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have nobody. Every day they was late because they had to bring me to school first. Then they had to make their way to their school.
That's another interview. That nigga need his own interview. I can't say the N-word for her. He need his own interview.
Yeah. No, but that leads to a great point as well, because we don't ever really hear the other side of that. You hear only the negative side. Oh, this person is always late to school, or this person never goes to school. Going back to what I said, everybody has a story.
Yeah.
So kind of talk about that. Did you, speaking as a kid at the time, did you not care and you like, so what? Or did it eventually like kind of bother you? Like,
me, it didn't care for him, but me, I care. I'm like, shit, come on, I don't want to be to school late.
Yeah,
like you feel me? But then like I don't really care, but like I'm like I don't want to go to school late, but feel me, it didn't matter. I graduated at the end of the day.
On time?
Nah, not on time. A year later.
Yo, listen though, the same thing.
I got locked up though, that's why. It's a whole nother story. Part 2.
Part 2, you were. But even with that though, like just on a serious note, like I appreciate them for that though. Days like that go over noticed, like you know what I'm saying, but not for me. Like that's what I'm saying. For a nigga to meet my brother and care about me and take to me the same way my own blood brother would, it's like nobody in the world could tell me this man is my blood brother.
That's what I said. His mother took me. If I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for his mother, I'd probably like be locked up or some shit right now. No bullshit.
Talk about that. What happened before his moms took you in?
I was just going through mad shit. Like you feel me? I was living with my grandmother, like right down the block. Like I said, sleeping on the floor. Like y'all don't need to know. Like, this the only interview I'm doing. None of y'all getting this, man.
This the road. This the road right here. Shout out to the road, man.
Nobody knows this. Feel me? I was sleeping on the floor in my grandmother's house. Then, like, I don't want to say what he was going through, but Shug was going through, like, similar situations. So we just connected right there. So from there, we started sleeping on the floor, other people's houses together and shit like that. You feel me?
Listen, Shug, my older brother. That's my blood brother. This is for the room and for the room only. But at the time, him just meeting my older brother and shit, I'm his brother. I know what we going through. We was in shelters. We was homeless, living place to place as well. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? We going for better days. So
that's how we connected, because I was in shelters So like he never wanted to tell me. Like I was like, yo, like what you doing? Like why you always late? Then one day he finally told me. I'm like, bro, you don't gotta lie to me. I was in those too. Why you think? Then from there it was over, bro. Like when I say his mother took me in, like I used to shoplift, she get me out. She come get my own mother. They didn't want to come get me out. She come get me out. Boom, delete that part. I love you, mom. Do
Yo, mom,
she was tired of me though. Now she keep that. My mother was tired of me though. My mother know. It wasn't no. So when I was locked up, my mother was always there, bro. I was in Sparkford. She was the first one there. The island, she came to visit me. Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I had a parent that cared for me.
It's like two mothers in the price of one.
Where I had two mothers basically.
And that's what I'm saying.
We all grow and we all learn. My fault. We all grow. We all learn. So you don't even gotta feel bad about that. Like I said, everybody has a reason, and that's one of the whys is one of the hardest questions to ask anybody. Is why? Because you might not even like their reason. But everybody has a reason. You feel me? So I'm pretty sure your mother had a reason, and I'm pretty sure your relationship was way better.
I was bad, bro. I was selling crack. I was doing, like, feel me? She wanted me to go to school. She wanted me to do good, but I wasn't listening. So it was my fault, bro. She got 4 other kids. I'm distracting them. Shout out to my little sister. She graduated college, bachelor's degree. My little brother about to go to college. You feel me? Like, my mother did good at the end of the day. Word. She did good.
Even the earliest memory I got of his biological mother, I call her my mother too. Like, ever since I met that woman, like, it's been the most pure and genuine feeling. Like, you get around her and I feel like the aura in the universe is better. Like, she's a positive person. She's not one of them, like, you know what I mean? Like he said, she was probably just sick of this shit, being so young at the time and just being rebellious. But my boy was not listening to nobody. Even my mom.
I'm
like,
my favorite kid.
My mom's loving too, took him in and shared their own son, but even her, the rebelliousness, she gets tired of his ass too sometimes, cursing him out. I'm gonna get on you, but it's just because you said, just like the episode is about traumas.
Yeah, bro.
Everybody's traumas came from something.
And my mother, feel me? She raised 5 was basically by herself. Feel me?
What would you say is your earliest memory as far as something traumatic, something that you can honestly say like changed your life forever? What's your earliest
when I got locked up, I say, like how you see like nobody really there for you. Few of my friends, they got money. My belt was only like, it was a couple, you feel me, couple thousand. Like few people got money, nobody did nothing for me. Then when I came home, I'm like, you know what, forget that. I graduated high school. I started just doing everything by myself. Like I just learned, that was my biggest trauma moment right there.
I know my biggest trauma was when we was in the shelter in Harlem. And that morning before leaving the school and shit, they asked all the people on our floor, the 5th floor, to come down to the basement. They wanted to speak to us. And when we walked in there, some guy walked in with a tag on his shirt or whatever. And he's from like the housing department or whatever the case may be. He just walked in and told every family that was there, kids or not, like, I want y'all to realize that y'all reach rock bottom. Like, you ain't no lower than this. Like, y'all don't have nothing. Y'all don't got nowhere to stay. Y'all don't have no money. Like, this is it. It's either up from here. Ain't no down. Like, this is it. So after that day on, I always told my mom, like, I'm an able body. Like, when I'm old enough to really be able to provide for you and shit, you'll never want for nothing again. So that was the day that changed my life. You feel me? Same day, shout out to Dipset. We went to the corner. We seen Jewels out there. We seen Jim Jones, Kim, and they all was out there. It was just like, these niggas is in Harlem chilling. These are platinum artists now, like multi-millionaires and shit. Like, shout out to them. Them niggas bring motivation to me. Like, that's in the hood. Word.
That's dope, man. I know I'm probably gonna keep repeating this statement, but I just want to make sure it stays in everybody's head who's watching. Everybody has a story, and I want both of y'all to just keep going, just kind of let the world into the personal a little more.
Basically, me and my story is this: like I said, just being homeless, place to place. Yeah, when we finally did find a situated place and found bro and everybody, it seemed like life was getting better then. And then right at that time, my aunt, you feel me, shout out to Aunt Shirley and everything, she had got sick. So we had moved all the way upstate. You feel me? I'm talking about Syracuse area. You know what I'm trying to say? And that was a plus and a minus for me. It was
you said 845.
Yeah, up in that area. This is before I even got to the 845 though. This is all the way upstate. I was up there and it was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a kid, I'm in middle school and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Leaving elementary. going to middle school and shit. And I didn't know about sports and shit. We in the hood, you know what I'm saying? We don't know about basketball teams and shit like that. I was too young. I was just getting into that stuff. So when I got up there, organized sports and stuff like that was like, not to say it on a racial side of things, but it was so organized and structured because we're in an all-white area, you feel what I'm saying? So when I got up there, shout out to every coach and everybody that's always had my back. They knew what I was going through. I didn't have much, but they always made sure I was getting my tournaments, my games, sneakers, whatever I need. They made sure because the talent spoke for itself. Between making newspapers for playing football or, you know what I'm saying, AAU tournaments for basketball, we were doing it all. And I just felt like at the time I had something to prove. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had something to prove. Like, I had something to really go hard and strive for me. It woke me up to a lot of things, though, that area. Racism, I didn't know what that was. You know what I'm saying? My first day out in recess and shit, kid called me a nigga. I'm from the city. I'm thinking he's talking like how we talk. I ain't thinking none of it. Teacher pulled me in the classroom. Do you get what he's saying? I'm like, nah. She's like, you know, you're the only black kid in the school. Like, then I caught on. He's trying to attack my integrity. So from there, it taught me that. It taught me racism. Like, same night, she'll come home. For me,
what age was that?
I'm probably 11, 10 or 11. Something like that. 12 the oldest. 10 or 11, that's what I want to say around there. And same night, I'm telling my mom that shit what happened. She'll come home and nigga shook sweating and even all crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, some white boys and shit was just telling me I'm a black coon and shit. Go back where I came from and shit. And me and my boy couldn't really do much. It was probably a whole truckload of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Had it been one of them standing on their 10 months on the show, probably would have put something in this place. But since there's so many outnumbered, it was like, yo, damn, like, so from that on, it made me build the aggression too. Like, that's part of where the hot-headed shit come from. Like, and just knowing, like, anybody in this world, like, it could be anybody, white, black, blue, green, like, they don't like you, they don't like you. Yeah, so leaving there, feel me, my aunt moves again. My mom, that's her sister. Anywhere she goes, she got her back. So now we go there, and now my aunt moves and shit. She finally lands up in Poughkeepsie. We don't know nothing about Poughkeepsie. It's right on the outskirts and shit. It's the 845 area. But for me, we move out there, and that's when it really woke me up. Like, yeah, you're talented in sports, but it's a lot of people like you. You're not up there with just, not saying it like that, but kids of like white, you know what I'm saying? They're you know, gifted white kids in the world, but you know what I'm trying to say? Now you're in a school where most of the kids that you think you're gifted, they're just the same. You feel me? Now it's more predominantly black. So when I got to Poughkeepsie and shit, I ain't really know nobody. You know what I'm saying? Just me and my cousin Ray. Shout out to my boy Bando. We just staying ourselves and shit and sports. That's how we wound up making our way in with everybody there, the right people, and getting ourselves in the right crowds and shit like that. Like, that's what it was, sports. You know what I'm saying? Just standing out, making sure we try to, you know what I mean, compete at the highest level so people understood, like, yo, these city niggas ain't just here on some play shit. Now they really could get busy when it comes to ball and shit like that. And then after that, everything else spoke for itself.
That's dope, and that's a testament to one of the reasons why I like doing this show. Because even the people that I think I know or think know me, there's still open space to learn, because I didn't know that. Like, I didn't
know that now.
I mean, I had an idea about the basketball because obviously I see you play a lot, but I never knew like it was that extreme as far as you being a team and stuff like that. I definitely didn't know about the racist experience. Let's touch on. We're gonna go back, but let's touch on that real quick. Right now, just the times we live in. Of course, George Floyd ain't the first one, but is definitely rest in peace. Rest in peace to Breonna Taylor as well.
Arrest the cops that you already know.
Yeah, arrest the cops that did that to Breonna Taylor, man.
George Floyd wasn't the first one, but it was the one that kind of sparked everything the way it's been happening in 2020. So between the pandemic, coronavirus, racial wars still going on, cops, I'm going to be raw with it, I'm not going to sugarcoat, cops killing black people.
I tell you, bro, for me, it was earlier than that. It was earlier than all of this. It was around that time I'm up there, I started learning, like, I got to be smart as far as knowledge, like, intellectually, like, can't just live up here around these smart-ass white boys, you feel me? And you don't got your shit together. So I was making sure I stayed on my grades and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just aside from sports, just making sure I'm book smart. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then I started learning stories like Emmett Till. That's what woke me up. That's what built this racial awareness. Because I'm not racist at all. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I love you. For me, if you got a heart for me, I got a heart for you.
Mm-hmm.
But it was Emmett Till. Emmett Till was what did it for me. Like just the strength it took his mother to put him in a casket and say keep it open. Knowing them people who did what they did to him, it was like, nah, like, life is crazy.
And
So
it's
that's
still going on today.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Right now. Like that was 23 years ago. That's right now we still go through that. Like, so that's what it built for me. And that music wasn't, I'm not gonna say and lie like everybody, I've been writing music since I was 3 and shit like that. Nah, but I've been writing poetry forever. You feel me?
That's a fact.
Forever. So
And they really one and the same.
one of the same. I ain't know that. It's just one is on the beat and one. You know what I'm saying? But there's
We used to
poetry.
fake laugh at him like he writes
For
poetry.
real, bro.
That
Nah, for real, bro.
and that shit like
For real.
poetry good, bro. Nathan Hughes, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know
I used to sit there and think like I was wrong for that. Like, yo, these niggas joking on me and shit. I'm writing poetry. But I just keep it to myself. I started to keep it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got the kids
He
and
was
shit,
that nice.
I did talent shows and all that.
Mm-hmm.
For me, talking about the same shit right now. Like, you know, my race can't define us. I don't care where I'm at. Like, man, so Trayvon Martin, rest in peace to him. That's why I was on my hoodie on, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. I don't care where I go. I'm wearing my hoodie. Like, I'm not. Just because my skin, you're not about to tell me I can't wear fabric on my body. Like, it's just not it for me. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, Emmett Till's where it don't spark for me as far as racial awareness. I couldn't take that. I felt like that story was too gruesome.
Yeah, you reminded me about that.
Yeah, that's tough, bro.
Emmett Till story is crazy, man. How it's been for you?
What?
2020, like just the way this whole year has been.
I mean, like, I don't know, bro. It's up and down for everybody. Yeah, it's up and down for everybody. I'm just blessed I'm alive at the end of the day. I could have been dead, bro.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Calvin. I lost one of my best friends. We grew up with him, top 5 ABM.
40.
Feel me? He died to the coronavirus. So, feel me?
Kobe.
Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Like, we lost a lot of people this year.
We lost a lot of people, bro.
Come on, people I can't name if I'm forgetting. I'm sorry.
Black Panther, Wakanda forever, definitely. Chadwick, you know what I'm saying? And I feel his story too. Lost my pops to cancer, so I know how that cancer thing go. Saying? Definitely.
It's been a bad year for everybody, but
cancer different, man.
Cancer different.
Cancer really different. You know what I'm saying?
fuck cancer, word.
Damn, I was at the basketball game and I didn't know that that's where he passed away from. And we're gonna jump to that just because it's fresh in my brain, and we're gonna go back after that. The dates were the 28th to the 30th. Shout out to these gentlemen because it was a fire family event.
Yeah.
It was a dope event, man. That's the most I can say. I want to give this man right here a shout out. I want to give SB a shout out, man. I want to say this on camera as well. If anybody out there need a host, somebody to MC their event, to keep the crowd entertained throughout whatever the event is, SV is the guy, man.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Yo, like real shit.
Nah, I appreciate
the whole event. The whole event was dope, and the way I say carried it, like just entertaining the crowd and making people laugh. Like it was real dope. Talk about what made you even wanna do that.
Well, like shout out to Guns, our older cousin. You feel me? Like basically, like we just said, Calvin, our friend that passed away for Corona. That was for him. That was his first annual basketball tournament. Like if one of us would have passed away, God forbid, we would want everybody to do the same for us. So we have to celebrate for him. And then with that, we have given back to the community, fed the kids for free, gave book bag giveaway, gave away trophies. The most valuable player won $250.
The winning team,
bottle of champagne, and a trophy.
The winning team won $1,000.
All for the community. The winning team won $1,000 off. We didn't want nothing back. We didn't complain. It was a good day.
The gist I got from them too when they finally gave me the rundown of it, they took time to plan that out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Corona pushed Calvin's funeral memorial back. You know what I'm saying? So we needed something to dynamically stand out to make people understand, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a bigger thing behind all of this.
Yeah,
like, for me, it's for 40. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's supposed to be here with us.
We lost him to this pandemic. You know what I'm saying? People took something like this, and you know, we all got social media. People made it humorous. Some people took it serious. A person like me, I've been on the sides a little bit of both. It's hard to believe it, but then when you go through a traumatic situation like that, how could you not believe it? You know what I'm saying? So it was like, even myself, it was a slight of immaturity at times, and then when you wake up and it's whack that something that serious has to happen for it to hit home for you to be aware of it. But I tell you that took all the humorous nature away from me. It's sad that I gotta say it that way, but I'd rather tell the truth on camera. Like, losing 40 was a big takeaway for me in 2020. A big takeaway for me. It was a positive, older role model for me, and it was just always like another one of those people you come around and his energy to light up the room. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, we did that for you, and we love you. Got you forever. For real. All of that, they wanted to do everything they wanted. Shout out to Glizzy the chef, my boy catered the whole situation. He ain't gonna forget you. You know what I'm saying? My boy Glizzy.
Shout out Luke, like everybody pulled up, man.
Everybody came
the
through.
Fine Ghetto. Y'all ready?
I'm saying,
yeah,
everybody
know
was
that
there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody came out, and like you said, you was there. It was a family event. The game was up. My boy didn't stop. You seen it. My boy ain't stopped moving all day.
My leg was fucked up.
Broke foot. No, my boy, whether it was
2 weeks.
You saying whether it was making plates, giving kids book bags, taking pictures with people. You know, my boy was doing it all.
We're doing a Thanksgiving drive too, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Whoever need to eat, we're gonna have
hot plates. We
got clothes. We're gonna give away clothes that nobody need no more. Gonna be clean, fresh jackets.
We're gonna get some merch away too.
Shit, I'll probably take a jacket from somebody.
I don't got no winter coat either.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that though, but that's definitely fire. I want to highlight this real quick. That's the reason why I had them speak on the basketball game. 24.
28.
28. In the year 2020, when you go on social media, I guarantee one of the first things you're gonna see is a piece of negativity. Whether it's somebody losing money, whether it's somebody losing a business, sadly, whether it's somebody losing a life. Never, not one time do you. I'm not gonna say never, but throughout this year, it's so hard to get on your phone and see something super positive from somebody that not only you can relate to, but looks like you.
Yeah.
I want to repeat that one more time. Not only did they have a 3-day basketball tournament that they put together, he gave away book bags for free to the community and children to go back to school. Free plates of food when they could have easily charged $10 a plate, $5 a plate. Had the food there for free. Provided entertainment there for free. I'm pretty sure SV could have easily said, no, I'm gonna just sit and watch.
Yeah.
But he was up there throughout the whole tournament on that microphone, making sure everybody felt involved, even if he wasn't in the game.
And I played too, don't forget. You know what I'm saying?
He played as well.
I caught the L, whatever. But your boy dropped 30 out there. Stop playing with me.
Yo, you know I ain't gonna say your name, but I'm pissed off at you.
Yo, man, shout out to the niggas that didn't make it, man. Y'all niggas supposed to come on and help me get that dub, man. Catch that win.
I wanted to shout both of these men out because, like I said, you don't have that story right now. It's rare, and if you do have that story, everybody's a little, closed with it. And rightfully so. We had a small conversation off camera, and sometimes when you put the face behind the brand out there, because people might be jealous. Yeah. I've been doing this for X, Y, and Z, however many years, and he do it, and now he's up there. So I get it. It's rightfully so. But at the same time, I want these faces to be out there because not only are they young black kings, but they're doing something positive. We're going to jump back into the story because there are some parts of their story that's going to explain
I got to say my beginning.
Why,
I'm going to cut it short because he can talk for like 3 hours on it.
Y'all need to know the real.
Projects, drugs, murder.
It shows the reason as to what they're doing now. I guarantee just by me introducing them and using the word gangster, people would not expect SV to talk the way he talked. You probably would have not expected for him to say that he kept up with his grades and made sure he was book smart.
Yeah.
But still is on his toes at all times when it comes to the environment we live in. Ty, who, and there's no reason to feel ashamed because I done been through that whole process as well.
Yeah.
I done multiple shelters. It was one shelter that I'm not even gonna say was a bad one. It was in Harlem, and I actually liked it. Like our rooms had 3 bunk beds. Like
Don't go to Nevin Street. Nevin, y'all better have fixed that shelter up, man, for all the family that's in there.
Yo.
That's in Brooklyn.
I hope they fired that nigga that told us we reached rock bottom. You helped me wake up, but my nigga, you ain't have to say it like that.
Well, that ain't worth it.
The story behind everything is real. Like I said, everybody has a reason for everything, man. So shelter is the reason why. And if I'm wrong, you can let me know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say just me being observant. You being in that place to where you feel like SV said, is rock bottom. Is nothing else is happening.
Yeah.
I want to say that contributes to the way you move now.
Yeah.
You make sure the ones around you don't need, because you know what it feels like to be.
I don't care about, I could be rock bottom. As long as all y'all good, I'm good. My mother, my whole family good, I'm good.
Yo, listen,
I know
a lot
how
of niggas be doing interviews.
I'm going to survive.
Lying. He's dead serious.
I'm going to survive.
He's dead serious. A lot of niggas do these interviews, bro.
You feel me? I'm going to survive,
they
man.
lie, bro.
That's my goal, to make sure everybody else is good. Me personally. So when I pass away, that was my goal. Make sure everybody else good. Fuck it, nigga.
Yeah, I don't watch this nigga give somebody his last, really his last. Like, I can't speak enough to. I'll probably be here for an hour telling all the good stories.
No, that's the reason why I said what I said in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have $1 million, this man is still
off
you, knowing that even if he knows you don't need.
Yeah, bro.
You feel me?
I don't know. That's just how I am. It's not even no show. It's just how I am, bro. I don't know. Maybe it's Pisces thing. I don't know. That just is in my blood. I can't be like stingy, selfish person, bro. If I love you, I love you. That's it. That's
dope, man.
Right.
I'm gonna hopefully if you guys do have footage, y'all can send it to me. That way I could put it in this episode. That way I can see a little bit of the tournament.
Oh yeah, I got it.
And SV has a project he's working on and a few videos. I'm gonna make sure the links go down below, and I'll post it in that way. Y'all be able to see that. So shelter that contributes to the reason why you are the way you are with the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Not only because you can relate to that, but just like your jail experience. It's one of those things that you just wouldn't wish on nobody else.
I won't even say shelter, because before I was in shelter, it's just like growing up by yourself. Like my mother, she was out a lot. So like me, my older brother, sister, we raised ourselves basically. So like that's just, we tough. Like we grew up tough. We have to eat oodles and noodles almost every day. Feel me? Bread, ketchup, you know the vibe. Franks and beans, pause. Delete that. But y'all know the chicken noodle soup, the noodle that come in a bag. You know, we just grew up hard. Then we went to the shelter. So we already had it rough. Then go to the shelter. Come on, room fans. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We ain't joking.
Yep.
Shit is real out here. And I know there's a lot of fans that's probably going through that now during coronavirus. Mm-hmm. And the government not doing nothing for people. That's a whole nother episode. Like, come on, man. It's hard out here for black people. For all families, because there's white people in shelters, for all of us.
Just on an uplifting note real quick, though, about 2020. If I can't say nothing else positive happened this year, I do want to shout out my boy, because he definitely officially, signed the papers and got the legal documentation. So catch-up clothing ain't just something we saying. This is a brand, this is a lifestyle, this is a way of we eat, sleep, and drink now. Like, this is real legit. So, you know what I'm saying? When you hear it,
the link will definitely be down below. The link will definitely be down below, so make sure you click that website. Like I said, they have shorts for women, they have t-shirts for women, they have hats, sweatsuits. They already have the sweat shorts.
For the summer, but
which I still got
September 26th, pop-up shop in Harlem too. I don't know if it's gonna be out by then. It's gonna be out or after.
That's gonna be out before.
September 26th. Oh yeah, September 26th, St. Nicholas. We're going to put all that in the link. We're going to be at the bottom. Pop-up shop, y'all want to get y'all clothes, y'all can pull up. We're going to have women clothes, men's clothes, hats. Probably accessories, just pull up. Rosé, you know, gotta treat my customer good. Whoever buys something, getting a little cup of rosé, man.
Real quick.
On babies.
On babies, nigga.
Man.
SV, what does mental health mean?
Mental health means everything to a person. Without being ashamed or nothing. Just dealing with the trauma that I was saying growing up as a kid, watching my mom be a single mother for so long and stuff. I grew to understand and be okay with the fact that I deal with depression. I had anxiety, bad anxiety, and I definitely dealt with my fair share of suicidal moments and thoughts. So mental health is everything to me. I try to be the crutch to anybody in my life, and they'll vouch for you. They'll vouch for me saying this. Like, if you're going through something mentally, I don't care what we're going through, I'm a phone call away. Like, you know what I'm saying? I try to help everybody guide them to that light, because I know how dark it could be, you know what I'm saying, in a room by yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Most of my music is it's always energetic. I could describe it that way, but it's always a positive message being sent, you know what I'm saying? It's real, either real events that I've been through or events that people in my life have been through, and I was able to, you know what I mean, figure out and find out a way to put their pain into my own life and put it in a song. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's what it is for me. Mental health is everything.
That's fine. Would you say the music is like a... Have you ever done therapy? Have you ever sat down with a therapist?
Yeah, I dealt with therapy on numerous occasions.
What's the how would you explain the experience? Would you say it was helpful, or
it definitely, listen, it's helpful to people that want to accept that in. You understand what I'm saying? But for me, I can't really get with sitting there with a total stranger, explaining my life to them and expecting them to be able to take it in a 30-minute session and really fabricate what I've been through and feel my pain and understand me.
I'd rather talk to strangers than people I love.
See? So it's the opposite. You know what I'm saying? So,
like, I keep everything bottled in. Like, you know? Like, people might walk around like, he's rich, he good. No. But you feel me? I'm going to get a therapist one day. I always thought of that, but go ahead. That's kind of you off.
No, you good.
You never thought about saying down?
Yeah. Hell yeah, I need one because I'm crazy, bro. For real, I need one.
How do you, before that, what does mental health mean to you?
The way he said.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Like, it's hard. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Because, like, my brother, like, he really got schizophrenia. So, like, I see it first person. I just try to block it out, keep myself busy.
Would you
so
say
I don't got to
that,
think about it.
Would you say that you kind of put the, for lack of a better term, would you say that you kind of put the weight of having to appear strong on your shoulders for the sake of others?
Yeah. I don't know. Say that again?
Basically, he's saying like this. What you were saying, you rather talk to a stranger rather than your friends, is basically what you're saying. He agreed to it because it's like like you said in the beginning of the show, like I said, we sit here and we can tell the stories about how he's doing all these positive things for people around him or the people that's in his life, or he just meets you. Saying he'll do that, but go home and nobody ever stops the thing. What did that person go through? Why is he so positive today? What made him? People would swear he'll go home and he thought he good. That's why. Nah, maybe all the things that's happened before he left the house made him feel, I don't want nobody else to feel this way, so I'm gonna make sure they feel a better way around me. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's a super commendable thing.
Yeah,
because
appreciate that.
That's something that I relate to a lot, and it's also something I had to break out of. Even as y'all know me now, like I let y'all open up, but I rarely do it.
Yeah.
So it's not even. This ain't even me telling y'all because I've done it. I'm still going through the process of getting better with that.
Yeah.
So now as I'm learning, I can tell you probably for a fact that it gotta come out.
That's why it gotta come out.
It has to.
Got to.
One thing that SV said that's super important is when it comes to just therapy, you gotta be ready for it. You know, so what I will say is What's your process now? Let's say it's a regular day. You outside, doing whatever you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
You get a little stressed. You feel maybe a little anxiety coming on, or you just feel like you're about to lose it. What's your process to?
I don't really go through stuff like that.
You don't go through that.
Nah,
How do you deal? How do you deal with everything that's
positive?
going on
Like I used to go through stuff like I'm older now. When I was like his age, 24, younger, 18, 19. But now I learn how like I just put everything positive. Like I'm gonna get through this. Like I've been through way worse. I'm 28 now. If I'm going to, I've been through something worse than that. 18 years old. I'm gonna get through this. So you feel me? That's why I say he young still. When he get older, hopefully like he be able to bottle all that in and get past it.
You know what I did learn about being around him from a young age, 15 to 28 now. You know what I'm saying? You get to watch somebody grow up. You know what I'm trying to say? He watched me grow up, but at the same token, like he was always older than me. You know what I'm trying to say? So the things, aggression or anger and shit that he might have had at that time, or you know what I mean, felt like he lacked or whatever.
Yeah.
I watched him grow from that person to who he is today. You know what I'm trying to say? So going from tweaking and always having that sense of aggression towards every situation, because feeling like, yo, why is this happening to me? This is another negative situation, like you said. He's at a point where, in my eyes, you feel me? I can't really speak for him. He's himself, but for what I see now, being around him all the time, going from the rough, hard life that he had in the beginning, for the little things that did shine light on him in his life made him so appreciative to, accepting that he was growing up, that now he's not I don't really feel like he's in a space where he's negative anymore. You get what I'm trying to say? I feel like he's been the most positive light he's ever been, you feel me? And this is the most recent years, the last 3, 4, 5 years that I've been back in New York City around him and stuff. He hasn't really had moments where we're all human, nobody's perfect. But I've definitely noticed myself that he's not the same from when I was a kid. You know what I'm trying to say? He's not that same person. He definitely leveled up so much. Personality, maturity as far as like aggressive situations and stuff. I've watched him avoid situations that 5, 6, 7 years ago it would have went south. Shout out to all the niggas he gave a break to.
Shout out my wife, Jay.
She always is.
Shout out for that. He's at one part. I love you.
I love you, baby.
Keep that.
So, all right, I'm listening to everything as we said, but I'm also listening to everything you said. So my brain keep going back to that part of I'd rather talk to a stranger versus somebody that I love, and you saying that you think you're crazy. I know we laughed about it, but so when you by yourself, and you just sitting alone, not doing nothing, you're just sitting with your thoughts. If there is a negative thought that pops up, you kind of just shy it away by substituting it with a positive thought.
Like if I'm by myself?
Like if you by yourself and something is happening to pop into your head, let's say a situation that happened earlier. Do you dwell on it and kind of think about the situation, or you just substitute it like, oh, it happened?
I dwell on it and think about it. Think about it. Then I'll be like recently, like something happened with my sister, like family issues, her baby father and all that. I could have took it to the next one, but I thought about it. Take this part out because I'm lying. I was about to, I had to think. I'm about to finish that though. That's my sister. You go.
We're gonna cut this though.
Say the question over. I had to think. I was like, nah, I was gonna kill it. You said when I'm by myself. You like when I'm by myself.
Yeah, so when you're by yourself and you think about a situation, you dwell on it. But what do you do to come out? Besides just
it depends, like what situation.
Do you just bottle it in? I'm speaking from,
I know, I'm trying to think, because it depends what situation. Because I'm crazy, like I said, I'm crazy. So if I'm by myself, I'm breaking everything next to me, probably punching walls and stuff. And then I'm going to calm down, smoke, then I'll be like, dang, why I just did? Then I'm going to think about it, like, oh, it's not even that serious. If I'm by myself.
Right, so there we go. That's the process and the trigger right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about the positive first. The positive is, and if I'm wrong, you can let me know. But I'm assuming that only happens when you're alone. You make sure it happens.
Yeah, when I'm alone.
So that's the positive. You make sure you take out your anger when nobody.
Yeah, like if people in the house, I'll go to the bathroom or something. If it's that serious, and like just let it out in the bathroom, then I come out. Nothing happened. I'm regular. You know.
I think you should think about talking to somebody.
I am. That's 100%. I always like. I am.
Even and I hear everything that's be saying, and I commend you on that too. You know, being from where you used to be to how you thinking now, how you moving now. Progression is everything. Evolving is everything. But even with myself, like listen, anybody that grew up with me will tell you I'm a million times different now than even what I used to be 2 years ago. From the way I think to just move everything. But even with me, I know that doesn't necessarily mean that you healed from everything in the sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's perfect, bro.
Nobody.
So
I know 100% I need to talk to somebody.
Yeah, we all got growing pains, you know what I'm saying?
But we have to get through it.
Too, because not a lot of people, like I said, from this type of environment,
even consider that.
Yeah, they don't. Like I said at the beginning, you know, if you're from the suburbs, all white neighborhood is normal. You know, little Billy has an issue, so you send him to the therapist to talk.
In a white neighborhood, stock market regular. For us, people be like, oh, they act like stock market is corona. Rest in peace, everybody passed away from it. But everybody go check out the stock market. Get money, man. Yeah. Free money in there. Yep. For real.
That's actually a topic that I wanted to talk about too. I was trying to figure out like how to put it together with mental health. I've been on that too. But that's dope because not a lot of people would admit that or even be cool with saying that they need it.
You see
so
how
the fact
like he
that you're
said,
aware for it,
he rather speak to a stranger. It's probably because
people don't care. I don't know. You know, people don't care about you, bro. A lot of people, your own friends, won't care about you. If y'all got 10 friends, it'd probably be like 3 that care about you.
7 of them niggas is around because
it is what it is.
Or because the 3 that's solid just feel like, yo, this dream is really gonna work. So hey, or the other 7 just tagging along. You know what I'm saying?
I'm seeing more and more why this works. Like with the both of y'all. It's a balance.
Yeah.
Y'all don't agree on everything.
I don't like them.
Y'all think very differently, but it's an understanding versus a judgment.
Yeah.
I tell you this, where for me where it was with music, he was the real initial spark. So I think that right there for me, people don't understand how far-fetched being an artist is, a successful artist. You could be an artist, but I'm talking about being a successful artist.
Speak about the mental strain behind it. Like, what's your whole process through even like creating the music and executing it?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, just starting music. When I first moved back to New York City, it was a sense of direction where I had none. I'm like, where do I go from here? Like, now I graduated a year late. You feel what I'm saying? But I did graduate, and I just was like, this ain't enough. Like, started considering college. I started working, good job and shit. And I started thinking to myself, what could I do? What outlet could I take? And just being involved in, like I said, loving poetry, having friends around me that was so motivating with music. I was like, maybe I should take maybe I should take to that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should take to music. And ironically, at the time, he used to just, you know what I'm saying, send me freestyles every morning. Yo, bro, I just freestyle to this beat. I'm like, yo, you playing?
I'm retired.
I'm gonna get him on the feature, watch. But he used to just send me freestyles every morning. Yo, bro, I just did this. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. And then one day I'm like, yo, let me get on a song with you. Yeah, you serious? And I'll never forget. Shout out to Future March Madness. That's the story for us. Right there. That song is the story for us because he freestyled to that, and I'm talking about our inner circle, the whole circle. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going crazy. Like, yo, he went crazy. Yeah. Like, he really March Madness. You know what I'm saying? He really did that. So I'm like, yo, listen. I'm trying to get my point across. Like, yo, listen. Like, I did a verse with him. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? He bodied that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's recorded. Like this.
Yeah. I don't know. We probably gotta go.
We gotta go find an archive, the emails for that. We probably got
You know the video. I probably can remember it now.
But word, bro, that was the spark for me. And after that, like I said, going into it, like you said, the mental strength for the music really came from just thinking, like, at the beginning, this is a real dream. Like, I really believe I could do this. I believe that I was really gifted as far as poetry and putting my words together. So I was like, yo, I probably could really do this. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get into it, it's not what you think. Being an independent artist, shout out to every independent artist in the world. Like, that shit is not easy, covering expenses for the things you have to cover. Like, you don't have no label behind you. You don't have no publishing deals or nothing like that. Nobody backing you up financially, most importantly. And that's where the mental strain comes from, having all these bright ideas and, you know what I mean? You writing down wall plans behind what you want to do. The next 6 months, we going strong. This is what we doing. You're never really counting in between the days where it's going to be a setback, whether it's something emotionally happened or anything. Anything could surprise you in the course of the day. So we planning out the next 4 months, and you ain't even get through the next 24 hours yet. You know what I'm saying? People take that for granted. And that's what it was for us. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm going to do this, that, and the third. He like, yo, but he was telling me, like, it's more that comes to that. But once again, shout out to him and Guns, because those are like, you know what I'm saying? These are like real my standing frontline managers as far as understanding what's best for me.
Shout out Guns, manager too.
Yeah, understanding what's best for me, making the right decisions, telling me what songs and what not songs, you know, to really go with, like, that'll help define me and stuff. It was them. Financially, I couldn't do it by myself. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like, it wasn't working. Like, I'm trying to do it, it wasn't working. But in the course of everybody getting their own life together, when you show somebody you're really passionate at what you're saying you want to do, they take you serious just as much as yourself. Somebody asked me yesterday, how do you perform and not be nervous? Because if you go to these shows and stand there and behind the mic and just rap your song, everybody in the crowd thinks, man, dude ain't even confident in himself. Well, I'm taking him serious. Now, if you get in there and bring the energy like, you know what I'm saying, me and my guys do, it's electrifying. You move in the room like, oh, they ain't on yet? Nah, they ain't on yet. Ain't nobody backing them up. That's them. That's what they doing on their own. Like, shout out to Bobby Luke Life, my son Loopy. We just did a show in Harlem like 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah, we just did a show like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
All right, pull up for that one.
Yeah, definitely. 2 or 3 weeks ago, shout out to my boy. He put an event together outside. Corona got us outside.
Tomorrow gonna be a good episode.
Corona got us outside, you feel me? So my boy I'm gonna let him talk on that more. That was his event, but he put it together, invited them. You know what I mean? We family. I came, put on the show. He put on the show. Everybody else that was there, all the artists, Sinatra, Chris DiCaprio, everybody came and put on the show and did their thing. Blizzy the chef, shout out to my boy. Everybody came and did their thing. So the mental strain from music, just for myself and my peers, being around everybody, is financially. It's not easy. And then on top of dealing with the family things that you might be dealing with at home, or your just instability, whether it's financially or mental, you feel me? To deal with all that and still be able to wake up and be like, yo, it's a group of us that all got the same dream and we still standing firm on that. You got no choice but to respect it, whether it's us or whoever else. If you out there right now, you're an independent artist and you got your team that's backing you and they got your back, shout out to y'all, because it's not easy.
And it's rare.
It's rare.
If y'all show me, y'all got it.
Yeah, show me.
My link on me is subscription. Show me.
Yeah, I'll drop my Instagram. Show me. Y'all doing anything. I respect it.
Because everybody know, if you really doing music and stuff, it's hard to get supporters, even your day one.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Shout out to my SB guys, you know, my boys.
Shout out my hood too, 169 Wild. Shout out everybody supporting the brand, man.
Word. Shout out everybody.
What made you want to come over catch up?
You see, we got to get more money. That's another show.
Man.
Nah, but honestly, like, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Like, you see, like, the flag, Marathon Clothing. He had, like, the flag. Like, my cousin Walt, like, he was always into Nip. So when he seen him make a clothing line, we always had catch up since 2012. Like, that was the saying for us. So he used to always say, yo, we got to put this on clothes. Like, 2015, we tried. We did, like, well, but, you know, it didn't really go that far. Then 2019... like, we finally took it far. Now we here.
Even since back then, though, when they first was talking about catch-up, just saying it as a term, it was always a flag.
Yeah.
Some type of victory flag for us. Like, we knew life was a race.
A la Nipsey. Rest in peace.
And then, like I said, rest in peace.
That's my cousin's favorite rapper.
Yeah,
so
rest
it's
in
like,
peace, Nip. Walt took his death more.
Everybody know what Nip. Before Nip passed, though, like, we had the flag. We like, nah, we gonna go.
Yeah.
No, we wanted to meet him one day. Like, yo, this is us, Nip. You know how Nip was. But that's how, like, it started. Like, shout out Nip. Rest in peace.
Nipsey definitely inspiring.
That's a fact.
If I'm speaking on something too soon, you can let me know. Do you have any any future endeavors that you plan to do with Catch Up as far as maybe Catch Up management?
Oh yeah, everything. We're gonna have Catch Up accessory lighters, coffee mugs, televisions, furniture. This is a brand. Like, you know how H&M started? Go online, see how it started. Like, delete that part out.
Now, as far as us being like you said, just we really trying to.
Yeah, we're gonna have everything.
It's like I just watched a documentary on Master P. Mm-hmm. That man did everything. Master P did everything. That's the thing. Like, he's a motivating piece for the black community.
He got Uncle P's rice.
Bro. Yeah, he just picked that up. Bro, that's what I'm saying. He
got his own ramen noodles, bro. He got his own ramen noodles.
It's not gonna just be a clothing line. Like,
them snack wrap chips. That's him. And we're talking about the things that he's done in his 40s, 50s. Bro, I watched the documentary. The stuff he was doing at a young age, bro, our ages, he was motivated, bro. It was nobody in Master P's way that could tell him you couldn't do this. This man was, he sold a platinum album in 1 year. The next year he went to the league, bro. He was in the NBA, bro.
That's crazy.
Nobody wanted him to do that. And you know what he did? I leave the league, and he signed artists to his own sports management. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying they became the biggest things in the world, but the thought that he did that.
Thing. We're going to have, I want a sports management agency too today. Capture Sports Agency. Why not?
Come get signed, man.
All y'all young basketball players, pull up, man.
Grow with us. Watch, man. Watch.
Like, but we doing it all. Catch up is everything, bro.
It's a way of life, bro. It's not it's just not a phrase no more. Like, life is never going to stop.
It's for the hug, too.
Forever, though.
That's dope. Like I said earlier, I like doing this because it gives me a chance to also learn. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said, let me know if I was speaking too far ahead. Because sometimes when people come to me with ideas, I see certain things. Sometimes I speak on it, and sometimes I just sit back and wait, because you never know. Sometimes people already know what the fuck they're going to do. Yeah. And if you say something, they're like, oh, I'm already doing that, bro.
Exactly.
But I definitely see Catch Up as like a huge umbrella company.
Yeah, that's what we plan at.
Just a million things under it to where it all still correlates back to Catch Up.
Exactly.
Yo, just remember, we gonna have a billboard in Times Square. Watch. Mark my words. Watch. You're gonna see our logo on Times Square. Watch. Catch Up clothing.
Listen, it's gonna be here forever. It's documented. It's on.
Watch. Remember, I said it.
It's also a reason why. Not to go off topic, but it's also a reason why I even created this show, so I could come back next year, this time, and document, my own process and how I just, been progressing. So I definitely believe that's gonna happen. Yeah, it's a lot to learn, bro. It's a lot to learn, man. Sometimes when I be thinking about doing these, I have like a set outline, some questions. Mm-hmm. But it's good, like when you really learn some shit. Like it really is dope when you learn something. Mm-hmm. I want to go back to SV and start with you before we close out. First and foremost, before we even get to closing out, name me a single that's out right now.
The name of my current single out right now is "Smoke" with my boy Save Sinatra. We just put the snippet to the video out. Me and my boy linked up. We got the video done as soon as possible. The video's fire. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Cube Effect. That's the directors and everybody that helped us put the floor plan together and help us get the video to come out the way we want, you know what I'm saying? Right now I got a project I'm working on, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get my boy in the feature with me, you know what I'm saying? Outro or something.
That's dope. Just like always, everything will be down below. I'll make sure SV's Instagram is down below. Anything you want me to put as far as, just let me know, your Facebook, YouTube, right. I'll make sure everything is down below. That way, if you guys interested, which I know you are going to be just because of the story, and it's a reason why I like this too, because doing this specifically with artists, I get attracted to the story. Like, nowadays, the way I get put onto an artist, I might stumble across an interview. With SV, of course, I'm going to put everything down below, like I said, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Music link. I'm going to put everything down below. This is something that I'm starting to do with every episode. What's your 5 things? If not 5, just name a few if you have. If somebody wanted advice on how do they keep they mental healthy? Like what do you do to make sure, like, if you having an anxiety moment and you feel like, depression is kind of coming on, or even if you feel a little angry, what's your process to kind of come back down, be calm, and just continue with that positive light?
This is not even for artists, it's for anybody. Anything you do in life, I try to wake myself up in the morning and stay motivated. If I sleep, because I barely sleep. But if I sleep, I wake up, I tell myself stay motivated, number one. No matter who or what's going on in life, make sure your dream is followed by you first and foremost. Like I said, for me, staying motivated with the music is like I said, with performing. I stay motivated. I don't just stand behind the mic. I'm not going to stand behind saying, oh, I'm going to be somebody one day. I put the most effort I could in my ability to do so as well. You feel me? That's one. Two, I always tell people, if you don't believe in it, at least try. Talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a complete stranger or your friends. Talk to people, you know what I'm saying? Keeping things bottled up. Like I said, I do that so much that I know it ain't healthy. Mm-hmm. So I prefer anybody else watching this, talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Talk to somebody. Somebody's there. Somebody in the world. Like he said, not everybody cares, but somebody in the world does. That's a fact. So talk to somebody. I'm going to try to give you 3 solid ones. And 3 is definitely always remember that you're somebody. That's a big thing for me mentally. Like, always tell yourself you're somebody. Your presence in the universe is here for a reason. You know what I'm trying to say? You're here for a reason. You're at the point where you're watching the interview at the room with your boys. You know what I'm saying? And you're hearing it from me first. Like, if you never heard it before, you're somebody and you're definitely special. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're all born with a gift, and our presence is a gift alone. So make sure your presence in any room is positive, and make sure you bring a light to everybody you around.
I got one. Smoke weed.
Hey, dang.
It's not illegal. Kids, when you get 18, look online, do your research. There's a bunch of positives that come with it, man. Yeah, shout out, I forgot the best, Al Harrington. Shout out Al Harrington. Mm-hmm. He got a lot of good stuff on that, man.
I mean, we could give a couple minutes on that. What does weed do for you?
He got out of jail. Nah, for real. Not even on no. I don't really promote or validate drug use for anybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? One of the new projects, it's a single, but it's a whole project that I'm working on. It's about drug addiction and just rapping on 2 sides of one song in a sense of a light, where it's like somebody talking to themselves mentally, but don't see what's going on physically. That's the drugs taking a toll on them. So even though I'm not going to say and lie, I recommend people above age, obviously, smoking weed, you feel me? I don't prefer anything else. You feel me?
Yeah, if you underage, no. Yeah, if you're a kid, I prefer don't do it. It probably affects you in some way, but if you could go without doing it for your whole life, don't do it, kid.
Don't do it.
Word, don't do it.
But if you're above age and you thinking other things that the people you watching on your mobile devices and your Instagrams and your social media platforms, do not listen to these rappers. They're healthy as fuck. Yeah. And if they are on drugs, you see what's happening to them. Rest in peace to them, but you see what's happening to them, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you see what's going on, like, saying, so we not even about to promote that. Like, I smoke weed because I feel like it keeps me stimulated to a level mentally where it's like, you see how he say he'll go in a room and break everything.
And I don't need it. I can stop.
At any moment, bro. At any moment.
I can stop.
I smoke and calm down. But if I just can't smoke and I got to tell myself mentally calm down in the moment, I have the ability to do so. Yeah. Definitely. So weed is more, it's not just recreational use. It helps me as far as my mental health as well, too. That's how I feel, at least. So, yeah.
So, I'll let you go with 3, too.
With 3?
Oh, 2.
Say the question again.
3 things you can tell people, at least, that like just advice to them, period.
Yeah, or 3 things that you do if you feel like if you feel like you gotta go to the bathroom because you're mad.
Okay.
Or you feel like you by yourself. What's advice you think that you do to make sure that you mentally clear?
Like he said, talk to somebody. Your mother, talk to your mother. Shit, your mother probably the main person that love you the most. If you still have her, whoever lost their mother, rest in peace. Shit, I don't know how y'all could deal with that. So. What else? Get counseling. Like my man that owned the room said, get some counseling. They got free counseling too. Yeah. Be surprised if you got like Medicaid and stuff, you could do that for free. Go look online. They got everything on Google. The third one, go punch some walls and shit like that. That shit worked. I lose in 2K. I throw something at the wall. Boom, I'm done right away.
Hey, yo, fuck 2K, yo. Mike Wang, running 2K.
All jokes aside, for real. Maybe you could go punch a punching bag. Like, go to a boxing gym, let some steam off. Yeah, let some steam off. That's definitely in punching shit. Let some steam off. Don't go do nothing negative, no dumb shit that's going to get you locked up. You're going to regret it later.
Super important, man. Before we get out of here, y'all know I'm big on promo, so before I get to the promo, let me repeat this one more time as well. Now, yeah, hold everything. The reason why I do this is because I like to show people when you say you support those that you call your friends, your family, if you claim that these are your loved ones, there should be no reason for you to not, even if you're not going to wear it, there's no reason for you to just not have it around. And there's also no reason for you to ask for a discount. When you go to Gucci, Fendi, Prada, whatever places you go to, you don't ask for a discount. If this man texts me and say it's $30, I'll pay $30. If this man texts me and say his album is up, and he don't even know this, it's probably going to be the first time I'm telling him this. I don't listen to y'all on Apple Music. I pay that $9.99. You, Bobby, SV, like I pay that.
Support.
I'm big on support.
That's real. I appreciate you, bro.
Don't just talk about it. Make sure you do it.
Yeah.
So y'all already know the slogan that I came up. Ty gave me the little pass on it. So I'm gonna always continue to say that. Why slow down when all you gotta do is catch up, man? Bitch. That's that's what lilac. I hope
that's like lavender. For the ladies, it's a large. You got large, hit me up real quick.
The black shirts with the red and white logo.
Small, whoever small, that's a men's shirt. I don't want to say workout shorts, like he said. You know, even the little girls wear them around the house when y'all about to go to sleep.
Even if it's regular, man, we all like to dress comfortable, make sure it's breathable.
All my down moves, you already know what time it is, man. That's man.
Listen, man. Before I even thank you gentlemen for stepping into the room, these are two young black kings that's doing something super, super positive. One is very, very aware of himself, and that's super, super important. He's not out here just having people say he's hot-headed and wondering why. He's very, 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 very self-aware. And even if you don't know him on a super, super personal level, I guarantee if you just spend an hour with this man, if you watch his performance, you're gonna feel the energy. The reason why I like these guys so much, and as you know, as the days goes on, as the episodes come out, you guys will meet more and more of everybody that I consider, a true loved one. I don't even say friend, like a true loved one. I don't speak to everybody I care about every day, but when we do speak, I try my best to make sure the conversation is positive and make sure I'm advising anything that they might need advice in. So as the episode goes on, you'll meet everybody. But the reason why I click with these gentlemen so much is because the energy is so opposite. I'm calm. I'm quiet to an extent because I'm observant. I'd rather sit and watch before I'm comfortable in moving. There's also reasons why I'm that way, but that's how I am now. And even with music, I call myself the Jay-Z of performing. I don't move too much, but I make sure what I'm saying grabs you. Yeah. SV, and I can honestly be on camera and say this, I'm jealous of this in a good way. When you perform, like, I wish I had not just the confidence, but the energy to be up there and do that. Like, from, I watch, I observe the dance and all of that. Like, it's a great, great package. Not only can you rap, which is something I care about. You can rap your ass off. You got a way, and this is something that I honestly want to say that I feel like I just learned how to do. How to have a perfect mesh of still rapping and saying something, but having it be catchy for these times. Yeah. And I feel like you do that perfectly.
Yeah, appreciate you.
And like I said, just the whole story, the things that I learned, that makes the story just that much intriguing. Yeah. So I forgot what the fuck I even said that for, but I just wanted to give this man his flowers while he was here.
Appreciate
you.
I
appreciate you, bro. I appreciate y'all for stepping out. Ty, I done told him this a million times. but I'm gonna say it again. Much respect not only to your character, but just how you move, man. I'm gonna bring up one situation just so it could attest to the respect that I have for this man. We used to work at the same job. Situation happens. It gets a little heated. A fight goes off. Now I guarantee you, and this ain't me saying that I'm tough, because I don't even put the term gangster on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Other people put terms, but I don't. To be real true, I don't believe in that term, so it has nothing to do with that. But if it was anybody else, that swung, that punch, that came crazy, would have been a few, not even a few inches, probably like a slight centimeter to the left, and it would have connected. But because I was there, and they know that when I speak to them, I'm not speaking to them on some whatever. I'm speaking to them like, nah, this is what you have to do so you can do what you want to do.
Right.
I always want SV to stay on top of his shit and make sure that he's on the right track and doing what he's doing. And I always want Ty to be on the right track and continue to do what he's doing. So I say that to say that I respect this man, because he could have hit me that day. He could have hit me. He could have treated me the same way he treated everybody else, which wasn't in a crazy bad way. When you're in the moment, you don't see nothing besides your target.
Yeah, I cut it high, because you feel me, real, recognized real.
Feel me? So,
all it is.
And that day, one thing that I repeated to both of them was, don't mess up the money, because the money is what's helping y'all get what y'all want.
Mm-hmm.
And still to this day, I have not seen. Granted, I'm not around them every day, but me observing, I have not seen none of these men slow down from that day.
Hell no.
That situation didn't deter them and didn't hold them back. 2 years later, or not even a full 2 years later, I want to say a year and a half later, Catch Up Clothing is an official LLC. It's an official clothing brand. They got an official website.
Yep.
It's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not, I'm having a brain fart, for lack of a better term. It's not delayed. I don't know why I can't think about it. It's not delayed, so whatever you want and you see it on the website right now, I guarantee you'll still be able to get it. They constantly restocking the website.
Yes,
just like he said, socks, boxes, all of that.
Certain boroughs we do deliveries too. Certain boroughs we even ship it right to you.
The hat he's wearing right now, I gotta make sure I get one. Official Catch Up hat.
Everything.
That's it right there, man. Listen, I'm definitely gonna have both of them back.
Just for the cam one time and shit, just to put you on the spot. I know you were saying like you was having a time trying to adjust with the music, modern day era, still getting your way and your word across. But I think we should do something. Or,
I'm with it. When it comes to features, man, I'm gonna tell you the extra off camera, but when it comes to features, like I'm all for it. Yeah. It was always the solo I always had an issue with, because I'm used to just doing things a certain way. My sound, I always like purposely made sure it was different.
Yeah.
But it comes to a point to where I feed off energy. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be a whole nother episode too. But long story short, before I separated from the person that I had as my right hand man, I didn't have that like energy around. From there, it was just me solo, and I recorded 2 solo projects. Then after that, I did a joint project with Lena. And when I met y'all, like, and I know I told Bobby this, I don't know if I ever told you this, but when I met y'all, like, it got to the point to where I started to feel like I ain't need it, because I was just like so excited for y'all.
Yeah, nah, when I first
the
worked
energy
with you,
y'all have when y'all
one of the first conversations we had, you definitely let me know that. And I ain't gonna lie, bro, it's little things like that. You just being you so much, you don't even realize, like I said, the things he do a lot for people. Go home, people don't think, like, what that man go through. I met you, bro. I ain't know you from home in the world. You followed me on the gram before I ever met you. Support me there, that means a lot. You give a fuck who you are. If you drop a comment, share my shit, anything on the gram, Facebook, any of that. When it comes to the music, I got you forever. I mean that. For me, so for you, you at the job and shit, I ain't care for nobody. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's a job. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about nobody in here. I want to get up out of here. But a couple conversations we had, you definitely let me know how you felt. Like, express the fact that you respect the bro and the image he put out of me before I even got there. And
I respect people's hearts.
Yeah.
I forget the actual conversation, but like I said, after that first conversation, you could have been the worst person in the world because he said you good. Yeah. I would have still made sure you was good.
And just believe me, bro, the same with y'all.
But that's how I met you, because before I met Suge already told me about you before I went like a month.
I didn't even know that.
Exactly.
Too.
Like
I be such in my own world. Yeah. I don't even
like a
think
month.
that I be
see,
Suge.
A month before that, Suge said, "Yo, my man Desmond." He's always said Desmond was the only dude, the really dude in there, only dude I mess with. So when I finally worked, that's why I was like, "Oh, that Suge said that Desmond right there." That's already. Oh, what's good?
Yeah, Suge no real.
Like you was already good in my eyes. If Suge say something like you said, I was like, "Oh yeah, he real." He said, "You, Luke." He said, "Y'all two was real already." So I couldn't wait to meet y'all, bro. He said, "Yeah." He said, "You do music." I'm like, "Word." He let me hear your shit before I knew you. It was the same thing. How I let you hear his shit. Suge let me hear your shit and all that. But I was like, "Oh, this shit fire, bro." So it's crazy.
Yeah. Before I met y'all, bro, he already told me who everybody was. When I came to the job, I knew all y'all by face and name. But he already told me who was good and who was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who's the good people? You feel me? Who's just pedestrians? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what
I
I heard your music, bro.
I let him hear your music.
Yeah, I heard the September, like the September, all that, bro. I heard all that before I even worked there. Before I even got the job, before I applied anything, bro. I already heard most of your music, bro.
Kenny too. Shout out Kenny.
My boy Kenny too.
When I said Kenny song, like, yo, hit my young boy from work. Kenny first joint.
Yeah. Linked up with Kenny. You know what I'm saying? Same with Luke. Both of those, like, I got up with them, bro, and I'm talking about, he told me straight up, like, listen, like, I'm telling you, y'all gonna make good music. And I'm like, bro, at the time I was on some solo, like, I gotta get me out there first, bro. I gotta get people to take me serious. He was like, no, listen to me. Like, I wouldn't steer you wrong and stuff. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's the manager, but he's my brother, so I'll listen more than anything else. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take your word for it. First time I linked up with Luke, I understood it was a family vibe. It was no music, nothing necessarily that day. It was family. We sitting there eating dominoes, joking. We cracking jokes on each other like we knew each other 30 years.
It's that energy, man.
Then we drop up what you thought, and it's history.
Fire record too. It's that energy. First and foremost, I want to appreciate these guys for stepping into the room, man. Just like always, this was another episode. This is a place where having a healthy mind is priority, and hopefully now you can look at that term gangster, which is what I opened up with saying, and kind of look at what's really behind it. Not saying that these two gentlemen move as gangsters or even put that term on them, but the fact that when that term is used, this is usually the image that's either shown or seen. So I purposely wanted to have these gentlemen here to show y'all that you don't have to put a suit on to do something positive. You don't have to change your demeanor. You don't have to change your look. That's something that I promote. I used to get laughed at for saying, I forgot the actual saying, but it was something along the lines of, even if I leave the hood will never leave me. Mm-hmm. I walk a certain way, I talk a certain way, I move a certain way, I dress a certain way. It doesn't mean my brain isn't up to par. It doesn't mean my intellect isn't where it needs to be. For those of y'all who've seen episodes, I read heavily. I do a lot of mental strengthening, and I do that for the simple fact of it might be looked at as a negative thing, but I kind of like proving people wrong. Mm-hmm. So when somebody assumes just because of the way I look, you know, my beard, I don't have a shape up today. Y'all can't really see me. My beard or whatever, they might assume something. We could sit down, we could talk, really pick my brain and just watch me dissect everything you try to throw my way. And that's things that these two gentlemen, in my opinion, are masters. Excuse me. In my opinion, that's these two gentlemen are masters of. You heard his story of going through the struggle of being in the shelter. Mm-hmm. You know, not really living in the best image that his mother had for him. Mm-hmm. Meeting this gentleman and his older brother and taking each other in as family, real brothers, not even just friends. Mm-hmm. SV's family taking on Ty, and
they took me in.
Look at that, vice versa. And he said 2008. Yeah. We're now in 2020.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
So that shows you how strong not only the bond is, but that shows you that it goes way past beyond friendship. Yeah. And that's the reason why they're still here. And the last point I want to make is super important. Make sure that you keep somebody around you, if not multiple people that really care about you.
Yeah.
The reason why SV is able to stay level-headed even when it's hard is because he has somebody here to check him. The same way Ty is able to stay level-headed even when it's hard because he has somebody here to check him. And not just check each other, but be there for each other when they know that there's nobody else that could possibly even understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's super important when it comes to mental health. That's super important when it comes to constantly keeping that healthy mental space, which is important. Appreciate you guys for stepping into the room, man. This was another episode. I don't know yet if this is going to be 2 or 3 parts, but be sure you're going to see these gentlemen more often, man.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you guys.
Tune in. Y'all know what it is. Gang.
Space got the route. Oh! Take up space. Take up space. Take up space.